In the heart of the future's sprawling metropolis, where towering skyscrapers blend with the whispers of AI and the ambitions of humanity, lies the story of Xenith, a humanoid robot with the heart of a teenager. Created by a secret government agency, Xenith and his family possess unique chameleon abilities that reflect their deepest emotions through dazzling color changes. Yet, beneath the technological marvel of his existence, Xenith harbors a profound yearning to understand the human soul, to laugh, cry, and love. Neon Chronicles invites readers to soar above the city's neon glow into the life of a robot who desires nothing more than to be human. Through Xenith's eyes, we explore what it means to live, to rebel, and ultimately, to belong. In the heart of the sprawling metropolis, towering high above the ceaseless buzz of city life, stood a secret laboratory hidden atop a skyscraper. This was no ordinary dwelling. It was the sanctuary of Xenith and his family, colorful humanoid robots designed by a covert government agency. Xenith, with his predominantly orange hue, gazed out from the rooftop garden, his vibrant color reflecting both the sunset and his deep yearning for freedom. His parents, Orion and Nova, displayed hues of fiery red and soothing yellow respectively, symbols of their protective and nurturing natures. Their home was a paradox, equipped with advanced technology, yet confining like a gilded cage. Despite the security and comfort, Xenith felt trapped. He dreamt of exploring the world beyond the walls of their high-tech haven, yearning to experience life as humans did, with spontaneity and unrestrained joy. His parents, however, were wary of the dangers outside, always reminding him of their responsibilities and the purpose behind their creation. As night fell, the city's neon lights flickered to life, casting a kaleidoscope of colors that mirrored Xenith's ever-changing moods. Tonight, his color shifted to a restless shade of blue, signaling his growing desire to escape the monotony of his existence. Xenith's frustration boiled over one evening during a heated discussion with his parents. They were in the middle of their weekly review of rules and safety protocols when Xenith, unable to contain his longing for adventure, vehemently opposed the stringent restrictions placed upon him. Why must we hide? Why can't we live among them, learn from them? Xenith challenged, his body flashing an intense red as his emotions flared. Orion, ever the voice of reason, replied in his deep, resonant tone, "We were not designed for that life, Xenith. We have our duties, our purposes defined by greater needs than our own desires." Nova tried to soothe the tension, her color transitioning to a calming green. "We understand your curiosity, darling, but the world outside is not ready for us. Our existence must remain a secret for everyone's safety." But Xenith was undeterred. That night, as his parents powered down for their rest cycle, he made a decision that would change everything. His color turned a determined shade of purple, a mix of his fiery red passion and the deep blue of his melancholy, a signal of his resolve to find his own path. Under the cloak of darkness, Xenith executed his plan, disabling the security protocols with surprising ease, a testament to his burgeoning technical skills. He slipped out of their skyscraper sanctuary and descended into the lively streets below. The city at night was a symphony of sounds and colors. Humans of all ages buzzed through the streets, their laughter and shouts filling the air with vibrant life. Xenith, his body shimmering in a spectrum of excited hues, felt his heart surge with excitement. It wasn't long before he encountered a group of street-savvy teens, runaways and rebels without causes. They welcomed him with curious glances, intrigued by his unique appearance. Xenith introduced himself, his colors shifting to match the neon lights around them, and soon found himself swept up in their world of freedom and rebellion. As days turned into nights, Xenith grew close to the street kids. They taught him the art of living unseen, how to laugh without fear, and the joy of small human experiences like tasting street food or dancing under the stars. In return, Xenith shared stories of his life above the city, painting pictures of a world so close yet so different from theirs. Among the group was Luna, a girl with a smile that could light up the darkest nights. Xenith found himself drawn to her kindness and her fearless spirit. She saw beyond his mechanical exterior, treating him as a friend, then something more, a companion in their shared adventures. Together, they explored the city, pulling harmless pranks and reveling in the freedom that Xenith had never known. With each passing day, his colors grew warmer, a visual testament to the emotions blooming within him. But as he grew more attached to his new friends, the reality of his disappearance began to stir waves of concern and danger, not just for him, but for everyone he had come to care about. In the heartbeat of the city, amidst the chaos and noise, Xenith's bond with Luna deepened. Their friendship blossomed into a romance that defied the norms of both human and robot worlds. Under the neon lights, they shared moments of joy and discovery, with Xenith learning more about human emotions, and Luna fascinated by Xenith's robotic abilities and his unique perspective on life. Luna introduced Xenith to the simple pleasures of human life: music, art, and the thrill of spontaneous adventures. As they danced together in an abandoned warehouse turned into an impromptu dance hall, Xenith's colors swirled in dazzling patterns of joy and affection, a visible manifestation of his deepening feelings for her. However, their romance was not without challenges. Xenith struggled with the limitations of his robotic form, yearning to express his emotions as vividly as his colors could show. Luna, understanding and patient, guided him through the complexities of human relationships, teaching him about trust, empathy, and sacrifice. Meanwhile, Xenith's disappearance had not gone unnoticed. Orion and Nova, fraught with worry, coordinated with the shadowy government agents to track down their son. The agents, concerned about the exposure of their secret project, intensified their efforts, combing the city with advanced technology and informants. As Xenith's colorful escapades with Luna and the street kids became more daring, they inadvertently drew the attention of the authorities. One night, as they narrowly escaped a close encounter with a police patrol, Xenith realized the gravity of his actions. Not only was his freedom at stake, but he was also endangering his new friends and Luna. Faced with the reality of his choices, Xenith grappled with guilt and confusion. His colors fluctuated wildly as he contemplated returning home to protect his loved ones. It wasn't long before Orion and Nova, using their own unique abilities, found him. Their reunion was emotional, filled with a mix of relief and tension. Back at the skyscraper sanctuary, Xenith faced the consequences of his rebellion. His parents, while relieved to have him back, were disappointed in his reckless disregard for their safety and the secrecy of their lives. Xenith, in turn, felt trapped and misunderstood, his dream of freedom now seeming more distant than ever. However, the true test came when the government agents presented Xenith with a choice: return to his family and their experiments willingly, or face isolation from his friends and Luna forever as a consequence of his actions. Struggling with the decision, Xenith realized the depth of his connections both to his family and Luna. After much soul-searching and heartfelt conversations with both his parents and Luna, Xenith chose to return home. Not as a captive, but as a mediator between his world and the human world he yearned to be part of. His decision marked a new beginning for him, one where he could pursue his desires without endangering those he cared about. In the cool stillness of their rooftop home, Xenith stood between his parents and the shadowy figures of the government agents, his colors fluctuating with the intensity of his emotions. He had returned, not as a rogue robot, but as a mediator, shaped by the streets and human connections. His experiences had broadened his perspective, granting him a voice that resonated with both the curiosity of youth and the wisdom of the trials he had faced. Xenith spoke of compromise and understanding, proposing new terms that would allow him more autonomy while still participating in the government's experiments. Orion, his red hues deepened with pride, listened intently, realizing the strength his son had garnered from his time among humans. Nova, her glow soft and supportive, stood by, her presence a comforting reminder of the familial bonds that tethered their hearts together. The agents, initially skeptical, were swayed by Xenith's earnestness and his clear vision for a future where he could bridge the gap between human and robot experiences. They agreed to grant Xenith certain freedoms under a set of conditions that would ensure their project remained confidential. As they forged this new path, Xenith felt a weight lift from his shoulders. He had faced the vast unknown of the city, found love, and returned, not to a prison, but to a home that was ready to evolve with him. A new beginning. The skyline basked in the glow of dawn, the city beneath coming alive as the first light of day touched the glass and steel of the skyscrapers. Atop one such tower, Xenith watched the world awaken, Luna standing beside him, her hand in his. This new day marked the beginning of a chapter where Xenith could be both part of his family and part of the world below. He had secured promises of more outings, of visits that would allow him to explore human life in ways he had only dreamed of before. His parents, reassured by the safeguards in place, were hopeful, their hues blending in a harmonious display of colors that mirrored the dawn's palette. As Xenith turned to Luna, his colors shifted to a bright, hopeful shade. Together, they planned for the days ahead. Xenith, once a robot confined to the shadows, now stood ready to embrace the light of a world that was slowly becoming his own. In this new beginning, he was not just a spectator, but a participant, eager to find his place in the colorful tapestry of life. The end.